up, friends? Now, as I know you all must have watched my vegetable harvesting video from the other day, you are all very well aware that I have a whole bunch of carrots that we just dug out of the ground. And I was thinking, what am I going to do with all these carrots? And then I thought, muffins! So, what we're going to make today, carrot, apple, delicious, healthy muffins. Healthy because we're putting carrots and apples in. I've had a lot of apples lately. And I have these chunks of apple that I chopped up and cooked the other day, and I was going to make applesauce with them, and I just haven't gotten around to pureeing them yet. I know, how lazy. So I'm going to use some of these as chunks in the muffins. But you could do this with applesauce too. I'm just saying. So, we're going to start, as always, with 2 cups of flour. 1, 2. Okay. To that we shall add a cup of sugar. I was thinking of cutting back on the sugar, and you could if you want to. You could do half a cup of sugar or 3/4 of a cup of sugar, because remember, these are muffins, not cake, and are they supposed to be as sweet? I don't know. But then I was thinking, if I want my kids to eat them, I gotta make sure they taste good enough that they'll want to eat them. Otherwise, I end up having to eat the entire batch myself. So I'd rather just throw in a little extra sugar and make them a little sweeter, and then my kids and husband will say, oh, these are the best things I've ever had in my whole life! Going with a cup of sugar. We are going for a teaspoon of baking soda and about half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to whisk the dry ingredients together just a little bit to get them mixed. Next, I am going to grate the carrots, and we're going for about a half a cup of grated carrots. If I wasn't doing the apple, I think I'd go for a full cup of carrots, but because I'm doing apple also, we're going to go for half a cup of grated carrots. And just look how fast I can grate carrots. Just look, look, look. And there's half a cup of grated carrots. Now don't worry, because I have a little bit extra over there, because I'm making coleslaw today too, and I put a little bit of shredded carrot in with all my shredded cabbage, so those won't go to waste. Oh no, because look, see, there's a little bit extra. Alrighty, so we're going to put the half a cup of carrots into the bowl, half a cup of the apple concoction here. This is just cut up cooked apples. Boop! We're going to put in 2 eggs. A splash of vanilla, which I don't know if you really need, but I just like to put it in everything because I love the smell. Okay, you're going to put in a half cup of oil or melted butter or melted margarine. I am using a combination here of melted margarine and melted shortening. Half a cup. Now, I've seen the question come up with other videos. People from non-United States of America, other countries, saying, what is shortening? What are you talking about? What is that? And I don't feel like an adequate answer has been provided, because if you don't have this in your country, you know, like, how would you know what it is? But I show you. Where is it? Okay. Alright, this is your all vegetable shortening from the Walmart. This is a solid fat. And yes, I know fats that are solid at room temperature are not good for you. I did not say this was a health food. This is the solid fat you use, for example, when you're making pie crust. See the pretty pie? Or biscuits, for example. Some people use it like to fry chicken in, that type of thing. And so here you go. Here's what it looks like. It looks white and solid. I think traditionally what people used in the olden days for these fat purposes was lard. You know, animal fat. And then maybe somewhere along the line, I don't know, I did not Google the history of shortening, but I'm just thinking some people decided, I don't want to eat animal fat. That's disgusting. I don't want to render it, or I'm a vegetarian, or I just don't want, you know, to be cooking with beef fat or pig fat or whatever. And they came up with this solid vegetable shortening. Or maybe it was just a way to use cheaper oils or whatever. You know, whatever plot was behind giving us the coronary disease and so forth. Now, what's in here, you're wondering? I know this is quite educational. Soybean oil, hydrogenated palm oil, mono and diglycerides, and then some junk, whatever, citric acid to preserve flavor. So that's what shortening is. It is a solid fat made from your vegetable type oils, so you're not using your animal type fats to make your flaky baked products, or for example fry your chicken in. Okay? Alright, and then we're going to put in about half a cup of milk, and we can adjust that if we feel like the batter is too thick. There you go, milk in. And of course, what would we do without cinnamon? So you just put on, I don't know, put on in whatever amount of cinnamon you want and think is normal. For y'all, that might be like a tablespoon. I don't know, does that sound like a lot? That sounds like a little to me, because you know I'm just going to be dumping a whole bunch in. Tablespoon for you, 3 tablespoons for me. And then we're going to stir it all together. Alright, it's really, really thick, so I'm going to put in another, let's say, 1/4 cup of milk. Now pay close attention to my stirring technique. My cheap-ass whisk just came apart. Husband gonna have to glue that for me. Alright, our final ingredient, the pièce de résistance, as we like to think of it, is chopped walnuts. Chopped walnuts. I'm going to put in about a cup of chopped walnuts, which I'm not chopping, I'm breaking up with my little hands. This probably is the only ingredient that's not really frugal. Because, you know, I grew the carrots, apples I got free, and the flour, cheap. I mean, that's what, like less than 20 cents worth of flour. That sugar's cheap. Salt and baking soda are cheap. The imitation vanilla is cheap. The milk is relatively cheap these days. So, the nuts, you know, the nuts are the only splurgy thing. And, you know, if you're really, really broke and you still want to make carrot apple muffins, which I'd encourage, you don't have to put walnuts in. No, you don't. But we do all know that nuts are very, very, very good for you. And walnuts especially. Walnuts have a lot of magical properties. Similar to broccoli, which has a lot of magical properties. And the cup of walnuts are going in. Stir that around. Now, we have our silicone muffin tray that we put on our metal cookie tray to add support, because when we've tried carrying this across the room full of muffin batter or cupcake batter in the past without the support underneath, we have had troubles with that. And I am lining them, you know, with the little paper liners, because I actually got some recently. But even with the paper liners, I'm still going to give it a squirt of spray because I find that my cupcakes and muffins always still stick to the paper. We're going to set the muffin tray, per se, down into the sink to spray because I get this all over the place. If I tried to spray up here, it'd be like all over the kitchen. So we're going to put it down inside the sink. Alright, so I've moved you in a little closer so you can really see my technique for spooning the batter into the cupcake pans. So we scoop up a little and we put it into the shape here. Okay. Now spraying these cupcake papers, look at what this has done. It's made them go all like flat and limp. That is what you get for buying low quality, low cost cupcake liners, I guess. But you're just going to get them all down in there and kind of smooth out the edges. And you know the routine. You're supposed to fill them up about 3/4 full. Give them room to rise. Blah, 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 blah. I tend to overfill mine a little bit, but then, you know, I am one to overdo things. Alrighty, so we'll get those all filled. Okay, and there they all are ready to go. That was about the most piss-poor technique I've ever seen. What a freaking mess. But anyway, I still feel confident that these are going to taste just fab. We're going to pop them in the 350-degree oven now. Alrighty, there we are. All done. That was half an hour in a 350-degree oven. Nice and golden brown and smelling delicious, and as soon as they're cool off a little bit, we'll get husband to test one out for you. Hi, honey! Would you like to taste a freshly baked, made from scratch, homemade, healthy apple carrot muffin that's kind of burning my hand a little bit, so go ahead and take it.
Yes, I would.
Yes, he would.
What is it?
It's a healthy muffin made with carrots from our own garden, that would be organic, free apples, walnuts, super healthy, and other healthy things like white flour and white sugar. Alright, peel the paper, which is coming off really easily because I sprayed it with the cooking spray. Yep, see, the paper comes right off. Right.
That's a first.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen unless you spray it.
Wow, this is so moist.
So moist! Moist and tender! Really hot? Really delicious? Really? But hot? You're making the face of like, I'll pretend it's not hot, but it's burning my little turtle mouth.
I love it.
You do?
Yeah.
Is it the best thing you've ever had? I have to taste it now too, even though I put all that sugar in. See, I told you, you put the full cup of sugar in and... Oh, it is good.
Well, sometimes some of the things you make taste really healthy.
That
really...
means you won't eat them. It's not that healthy. It has a lot of sugar in it. I mean,
is it healthy?
Well...
It's healthy except for a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, it's healthy.
It's only 16 calories.
It's well, there's more than a spoonful of sugar in there.
In each bite?
In each micro bite. It has the grated carrots and it has some apple. And it has walnut, and those are healthy things. I mean, it's better than a chocolate cupcake.
My God, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is good, actually.
It's like a meal.
Ah! I did it. Why am I laughing like a porpoise? I don't know. Ah! All right, the great thing about muffins is, let me just remind you, of how useful they are. Because you can have them for breakfast, of course, but also a mid-morning coffee break. Or, by the way, these are not overly sweet, but these are sweet enough that you could put a little glaze on them or some cream cheese frosting, and that would pass as a cupcake. Don't you think? Yes, like a carrot cake cupcake. Yes, it would. It would.
Oh yeah, like oh my god, like a carrot cake icing with a little carrot on top.
Yeah. Like a little candy carrot.
Yeah.
Not like yeah. Or it can go in your kid's lunchbox on the day that you want to.
It tastes like. Sorry for talking over you. It tastes like carrot cake.
Amazingly enough.
It's so good.
As it has the ingredients of carrot cake.
And everyone loves carrot cake.
Everybody loves carrot cake.
And it's so moist.
I know, isn't that amazing? So you can put it in the kid's lunchbox on the day you want to give them a break from a sandwich. So you're putting in like a yogurt and a muffin and I don't know, like a piece of fruit or something. You know what I'm saying. Or you need your late night treat. Some people like to get up in the middle of the night and eat when they should be sleeping. So I'm just saying. They're
My
good.
cardiologist said, no.
No.
No. No.
No. Specifically, do not eat 2 peanut butter sandwiches every night at midnight.
She said, no.
But do eat these muffins.
But eat these muffins.
Eat these muffins now. And
you know what? I'll tell you what. If you want to,
he's always interrupting me.
Stop. I know because I know everything. This tastes exactly like a carrot cake. What you should do is ice these with that like off-white icing.
Cream cheese frosting.
Same thing.
The off-white icing. Is that a thing?
Because I'm a cooker.
A cooker. A cooker is a stove. Edit.
This tastes like a carrot cake.
Well, it basically is.
Ice it like a carrot cake. Put that little.
Or call it a muffin.
Yeah.
The frosting, cream cheese frosting.
Yeah.
Click here to subscribe. Click here to go on with more videos. Leave comments below.
I don't know what you're doing. I still haven't figured out what you guys do.
And we'll see you later.
And